Are you traveling to Japan? Not sure how to use the trains here? Don't speak any Japanese? That's okay because I have you covered. Here is what I'll go through in this video. First, I'll introduce the different train types. Next, the different ticket types, how to purchase your tickets, how to go through the ticket gates, how to get on and off the trains, a useful app for planning your trips, and some online resources to help you get around Japan. At the end of the video, I'll introduce some Japanese phrases that you can use to help you when you get lost or need help. With that being said, let's get going. There are 5 train types that you will commonly find while traveling in Japan, and I'm going to list them from slowest to fastest here. The first type of train are your local trains. They will stop at every station along the line, which means they are the slowest types of train you will find. And you will see the kanji futsu written on the train or on the signboard. The second type of train are your rapid trains. They will skip a few stops along the line, so are a little bit faster than the local trains. And you will find the kanji kaisoku written on the train. The third type of train are your express trains. They will skip even more stops than the rapid trains. And you will find the kanji kyuko written on the train or on the signboard. The fourth type of train are your limited express trains. These trains will mostly stop at the major stations along the line, but they also have an additional charge for taking them. So be careful when riding these trains. You will find the kanji tokkyu written on the train or on the signboard. The last type of trains are your bullet trains or shinkansen in Japanese. They are the fastest trains you will find, but they are also the most expensive. Sometimes you will find them being more costly than a plane ticket, so do compare both options. Aside from the local trains, most other train types allow you to have some sort of seat reservation, either for free or for an additional charge. So you can reserve your seats if you're traveling with friends or family. So for ticket types, I'm going to mention 4 main types that I think are the most common. The first one being the Japan Rail Pass, which offers unlimited travels on all JR trains and even some Shinkansen trains, as well as buses, ferries, and some airport transport services for a very cheap and discounted price. So if you're going to be traveling between cities back and forth, then it's definitely a good option. I'll add a link in the description to the JR Rail Pass website in case you want more information. It's available in English. The Japan Rail Pass can only be purchased outside of Japan before you arrive in the country. The good thing about the Japan Rail Pass is you can activate it after you arrive in Japan. So for example, if you're in Japan for 10 days, you can spend the first 3 days just using the normal tickets, train tickets. And on your 4th day, you can activate the Japan Rail Pass for the 7-day period, for example. So you can use it that way. The next type of tickets are your regional rail passes. So if you're going to be traveling within a particular region or prefecture within Japan, you can check out the region pass for that particular area. And it will tell you which stations and which lines are covered within the pass. They're a little bit cheaper than the Japan Rail Pass. And you also get a discount for purchasing it before you arrive in Japan. So you can actually purchase the ticket after you arrive in Japan. I'll add a link in the descriptions for each of the region passes throughout Japan, so you can check it out there. The next type of ticket are your rechargeable cards. There are many different types within Japan, but they all basically function in the same way. So for example, the Suica card is the most common rechargeable card you will find. And you can purchase this from most JR ticket machines located in the station. There is a 500 yen deposit usually associated with each card, but you get it refunded back to you when you return the card, minus this small fee. The good thing about the rechargeable cards is that you can make purchases with them at convenience stores and vending machines, as well as using the coin lockers as well. Some JR buses will also take the rechargeable cards, so they're quite convenient. And if you don't want to carry any cash with you, then I definitely recommend carrying a rechargeable IC card. The last type of ticket are just the normal tickets you purchase from the ticket machines at the stations. And the only thing you have to be aware of is the ticket price increase with distance. So the further you travel, the more expensive the ticket. Next is purchasing tickets and using the rechargeable IC card. Before you purchase a ticket, there are a few things to be aware of. Number one, if you know the price of the station where you will get off, then you purchase that exact amount. If you don't know the price of the station where you will get off, then purchase the cheapest ticket and then use the fare adjustment machine at the station you get off to calculate the difference and do it that way. If you have a rechargeable IC card, then it would automatically calculate the amount when you get out of the ticket gate. So it's useful if you do a lot of transfers from the JR to, say, the Tokyo Metro station. It will automatically calculate the difference without you needing to purchase a separate ticket. When you arrive at the station, you might notice there are different types of ticket machines with maybe different colorings or screens. The only differences that you need to be aware of is one, whether it can purchase seat reservations or not. There's like a green logo or mark on the machine. And number two, whether it accepts credit card or not. You can tell if it has like a numpad with the red and green button for accept and cancel. And number three, whether it accepts like a rechargeable IC card or cash only. Those are the only three main differences between the machines when you want to purchase your tickets. All stations should have like a train map above the ticket machines, which tells you where you're currently at, the current station, and all the other stations it can get to from here, as well as the pricing. So for example, in this map here, I am currently at Sapporo, right in the middle, highlighted in pink here. And say if I want to get to Otaru on the left here, it will cost me 750 yen. At the ticket machine, you should be able to switch the language to English. There should be a button somewhere on the screen. So if I knew the price of the ticket, say Otaru, I would select the 750 yen and pay for that ticket. If I didn't know the price of the station, then I would select the cheapest ticket, in this case 200 yen, and go through the gates with that ticket, and then use the fare adjustment machine at the exit station to calculate the difference. If you can't find your station on the route map, or if you're traveling over a long distance, then you might actually need to use the seat reservation ticket machine to purchase your tickets. So those trains are usually limited express or express trains. So you need to purchase your ticket with the seat reservation machine. But you can purchase a non-reserved seat ticket, which is just a normal ticket to ride the train that way. But that is only if you can't find your station or if you're traveling over a great distance. You can purchase these tickets days in advance as well if you need to. If you have the Japan Rail Pass and want to reserve your seats, then you also need to use the seat reservation ticket machine. But on the main screen, there should be a Japan Rail Pass button you can press to reserve your tickets. Then you need to select train to use now on the next screen, and then select the number of passengers or people with rail passes. And after that, you actually need to scan your Japan Rail Pass QR code, and then also enter like a passport number as well in order to proceed with the seat reservation. If you want to purchase a rechargeable IC card, then there should be a button to purchase IC card or buy IC card on the main screen. If it's not there, maybe try another ticket machine. If you want to top up your IC card, then there should be like an IC card top up or IC card charge button on the main screen. Once you've selected that, you need to insert your rechargeable IC card in the card slot. And once it's accepted your card, then just need to select the amount you want to charge and then insert the money. And then once it's finished, it'll give you out your card. If you get stopped out at the ticket gate when exiting with the rechargeable IC card, the most likely reason is because you have insufficient credit on the card. Maybe you were in a rush and you forgot to top up, but that's okay, because within the ticket gates, there should be another IC card charge machine somewhere where you can top up. But these machines usually don't accept credit cards, so you might need to carry some cash with you just in case you need to top up your card. If you bought the cheapest ticket because you didn't know the price of the station where you'll get off, then you'll need to use the fare adjustment machine to calculate the difference. So in our example before, from Sapporo to Otaru, which cost 750 yen, but we bought a 200 yen ticket, then we need to insert the 200 yen ticket into the fare adjustment machine and pay the 500 yen difference, where we will get a new ticket and exit the gates with that new ticket instead. When passing the ticket gate, if you have like a normal ticket, a Shinkansen ticket, or a regional pass ticket, then you need to take your ticket when you first enter the ticket gate. If you're transferring, then you would also take and keep your ticket. When you reach your final destination and exit the ticket gate will keep your ticket, so you pass through without needing to take the ticket. If you have a rechargeable IC card, then you just need to touch your card on the lit up touch panel when you get on, and when you get off, it will automatically calculate the costs. It also works inside like a thin card holder or like a thin wallet, so you don't have to take it out every time. If you have the Japan Rail Pass, then you have to actually show it to the train staff every time you enter and exit the ticket gate, getting on and getting off. If you have like large luggage or baby car or like long skis, something that doesn't fit through the normal ticket gates, then you also need to speak to the train staff so they'll let you through. After entering the ticket gates, then you need to head to your platform. If you know where you're going, like if you use the app I'm going to show you, then you just head straight to the platform, or if the station only has the one platform. But if there are multiple platforms at the station, then there's usually a signboard somewhere which tells you which trains are arriving on which platform. So it'll have the type of train, local or express, the time, the direction or the destination, and also the track or platform number shown on the sign to help guide you. There will be signs usually at the station just past the gates, but there will be also signs at the platforms themselves. It won't have the track number because you're already on the platform, but it would have the times for the next few trains and the train type and direction. Train platforms in Japan can get quite crowded, especially during peak hours. So to keep things orderly, there's usually lines drawn on the ground, usually just outside the doors or where the doors will stop, to help guide the passengers. So just let the people get off first and stand a little to the side before getting on the trains. If you have a wheelchair, then you need to notify the train staff in advance so they'll prepare a ramp for you. When planning your trips, there is a must-have app for traveling around Japan, especially if you'll be taking the trains. It's called Japan Travel by Navitime Japan, and it's available on the Android and iOS, and it's also free. For a long time, it was only available in Japanese, so I'm glad they made an English version for foreigners to use, and it's very useful, which I'll show you how to use now. So here I am on my Android phone with the Navitime app. This is what the icon looks like. Once you open the app, the first thing you can do is change the language. You can do that by going down to the bottom right to More, and then scrolling down to Language. You can change the language of the app to one of the 13 languages listed here. We're just going to stick to English in this case. So the app has many different features, like a map, Google-like map to actually find your station, and like a trip planner if you want to use it. But the most useful feature, I think, is the route search in the middle. So the route search is great for planning your trips, as it will include all the information you will need. So for example, if you just arrived in Japan, maybe you arrived in Tokyo at, say, Narita Airport. Say you want to get from Narita Airport to Tokyo, you just need to enter Narita Airport in the current position or current station field, and Tokyo in the destination field. So in the current field, I will put in, let's change to English, Narita. So Narita Airport Terminal 1 or Terminal 2 and 3. if you arrive there. So Narita Airport Terminal 1, we'll select that. And then for the destination, we're going to put in Tokyo. Tokyo Station. And all you have to do is click on search, and it'll provide you with some alternative options from the current time. It's currently 11:12, so you might not make the 11:14 train. So it gives you a few alternatives, and you can refresh the search as many times as you need to. So once you have the alternative train list, you can pick one that you want to take. Say you want a train with no transfers, or there's a cheaper option. If you do make one transfer, for example, you can compare it that way. So it's going to give you the departure and arrival times, the transfers, if any, the trip duration, and the total cost with cash or IC card. So if you actually select one of the routes, say the first one, it'll provide you with more information, such as the actual train name. This is the Narita Express, very convenient to get to Tokyo because there's no transfers. So it's Narita Express number 16 to Shinjuku. It's going to cost 1,340 yen. And it'll cost a little bit more if you want to actually reserve your seats. And it'll arrive in Tokyo Station at 12:14, so exactly 1 hour. If you actually click on the train itself, it's going to actually show you the stations it stops at. In this case, it's only going to stop at Narita Airport Terminal 2 before arriving at Tokyo, which is very convenient train. Yeah, at the top, you can actually switch to the next routes, alternative routes. I'd just like to go back to the previous screen. Say if we select the second option here, there's going to be one transfer. So you arrive at Nippori at 12:01 for a transfer to the JR Yamanote line before arriving at Tokyo. You can also click on the train itself, and it'll tell you which stations it'll stop at and what times. So it's going to stop at Noppori, which means you need to get off at Noppori for a transfer. And then transfer to the JR Yamanote line, if you highlight that, towards Ueno. So it gives you all the station it'll stop at from Noppori to all the way to Tokyo. So you can compare the routes, see which one's cheaper, which one's more convenient for you, and then use the route search that way. Another way you can use the route search, if you go back, is if you actually have the JR Rail Pass. So in the search options, there's a Tourist Pass option. If you click on that, it'll give you all the rail passes available in Japan. Say if you have the Japan Rail Pass, if you select that, it's going to prioritize routes that utilize this rail pass. So if you search again with the rail pass selected, the very first option has the Japan Rail Pass icon, meaning you can use the pass, and it says the fare is included in the pass, which means it's free. So you can use the Narita Express for free with the Japan Rail Pass. You can use it that way. Another way you can use the route search is using the railway map at the top right. So if you select the railway map, it's going to give you the railway map for the entire region within Tokyo. I think it's only currently available for Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and Nagoya. So you can switch from English to Japanese, or even Chinese as well here. And also the Tokyo Metro as well. Let's switch to the Kyoto, Osaka English train map. So if you are in Osaka or Kyoto, what you can do is use the railway map to actually plan your trips. So say you want to get to Osaka, you can just highlight Osaka on the rail map and it'll give you from or to. So this is if you're leaving from Osaka or arriving at Osaka, or Shin Osaka if you select that. So say you want to go to Shin Osaka, you just select to, and it will automatically put it in the destination field. And say the departure field is Osaka station. Let's say we don't have the JR pass, this case, and do another search. It's gonna give you alternatives to get from Osaka to Shin Osaka, and most of the trains have no transfers. So if you highlight the first option, it's only going to take 3 minutes, so it's probably just one stop. So you would take the JR Tokaido Sanyo main line local train from platform 7 towards Takatsuki, Osaka, and it will cost 160 yen, and it will only take 3 minutes. And if you highlight that train, yeah, it's just a one stop. So this is how you can use the railway map to plan your trips that way. And you can actually use, say if you don't know the station name in English, this is where the Japanese version of the railway map comes in handy. So you say you're at a station that doesn't have English, you can use the railway map and plan your trips that way. And it also automatically translate it for you, Kitahama, Osaka. So this is another way you can use the railway map to plan your trips. So this is how I would use the railway map and the route search option in the app to help you plan your trips. Next are some online resources to help you get around Japan that I will introduce. So the first website is the Japan Rail Pass website. So if you're planning on using the Japan Rail Pass, then the japanrailpass.net website will have a lot of information like how to purchase the passes, eligibility, pricing, how to use it, etc. And it's available in English as well. It also has a link to the regions, to the specific region as well. So JR Hokkaido for the Hokkaido Rail Pass, or JR West for the Osaka Kansai region pass, for example. If you click on the rail pass for that region, it will take you to that website to introduce the pass for that area. So it's a fairly useful website if you're planning on using the Japan Rail Pass. The next website is the Japan Travel by Navitime website. So it's the same as the app. So there is a website version as well for you to use to plan your trips that way. But besides that function, it also has some travel guides, some destination itinerary that will help you travel and get around Japan. You can also book hotel and flights through the website as well. It's also available in English and some other languages as well. The next website I'll introduce is, I've used it quite a lot during my first travels in Japan, which is japan-guide.com. So it has a lot of information for the different regions and touristic destinations around Japan. So all the different regions and what's there, what can you see there, how to get there, how to plan your trips, how to get a SIM card, how to hail a taxi, all kinds of information on this website. So I'll definitely check it out, japanguide.com. It's the third website I like to introduce. The last website I like to introduce is the jisho.org website. So this is a website, it's more of a dictionary and a translation website. So any English to Japanese or Japanese to English translation, you can use this website. So for example, if you typed in station, it'll give you the Japanese kanji for station, in this case eki for railway or train station. So it's a useful website if you want to look up station names, if you don't know how to pronounce or read the station name in Japanese. So say for example, we're looking for Ueno station in Tokyo. You can type in Ueno and it will give you the kanji for Ueno. You can also copy and paste the kanji for Ueno, and it'll give you the actual reading Ueno Tokyo in English. So this is another useful website you can use to help you during your travels. So finally, here are some Japanese phrases to help you during your travels if you ever need help. So number one is sumimasen, 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 which means excuse me in most cases, but it also could mean sorry or my bad in other situations. So a lot of cases you will use this to get someone's attention. So a train staff or a Japanese person or someone in the restaurant, sumimasen, sumimasen. But if you ever cut someone off in an elevator or in line or while they're shooting a photo, you could also say sumimasen, sumimasen, maybe in a quieter voice, which will mean I'm sorry in that case. Number two phrase is something something eki ikitai desu. So something something eki ikitai desu, which means I want to go to something something station. So for example, I want to go to Tokyo station. I would say Tokyo eki ikitai desu. Tokyo eki ikitai desu, which means I want to go to Tokyo station. So if you said that to a train staff, so sumimasen, Tokyo eki ikitai desu. If you said that, the train staff will definitely help you out, help you get to Tokyo station. The third phrase is if you're ever looking for the toilet or bathroom, you would say, toire wa doko desu ka? Toire wa doko desu ka? Which means where is the toilet or bathroom? So, sumimasen, toire wa doko desu ka? You could say that to a train staff and they will help you find the toilet. The fourth phrase is if you ever lost your ticket or Japan Rail Pass in any way or on the train somewhere, you could say chiketo o nakushimashita. Chiketo o nakushimashita, which means I lost my ticket, which doesn't happen very often, but just in case it does, like if you lost your Japan Rail Pass, it's a pretty big deal. If you said that to a train staff, they'll definitely help you locate your ticket or your pass by phoning the trains and other stations. Chiketo o nakushimashita is what you would say. And the final phrase is if you ever need to exchange money, I would say ryogai shitai desu. Ryogai shitai desu, which means I want to exchange money. And it also means exchanging currencies as well. So if you ever need to exchange like a 1,000 yen note to 100 yen coins, you could use that phrase. Or if you need to exchange like US dollar to Japanese yen or euro to Japanese yen, you can use the same phrase. Ryogai shitai desu. It works both ways. So hopefully those phrases will help you during your travels. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more content from me. And I'll see you in the next video.